Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes for 4 Weeks, a series in which I stream myself practicing a piece for 5 minutes a day for 6 days a week for 4 weeks, totaling 2 hours of practice time spread across 24 days to show what is possible with albeit short, consistent practice and hopefully inspire the viewer to take on tasks perhaps seen as daunting as well. Today is day 1. I'm picking a new piece. The piece is Jack and Diane. The piece was, I believe, 1982. Let's check. Yes. It was recorded by John Cougar, which was the name then of John Mellencamp. That's the name on the album itself. The reason I chose it was so as of yesterday, I still wasn't sure, and I have a folder here of pieces. These are the pieces I've done already. And then when I print out a piece, the name of a piece, I usually, rather than just using one piece of paper for one piece, I might have a few on it, and then I'll be planning on playing one, and then I'll say, okay, I might be playing these also. So I have a few of these leftover pieces with songs from which I can choose, and then so I'm going through the folder, and I started whistling Jack and Diane. And I said, I'm pretty sure this would happen. I said, I think I have that piece. And I saw it. Sure enough, I did. And I said, okay, I'm whistling it already. Might as well go with it. So there wasn't anything much deeper than that. Another funny thing is when I was, I've shared on Facebook the link. And when I was writing Jack and Diane, the previous piece was Attack on Titan. As you can see here, I did not have to. Rather than highlighting the whole name and writing over it, I just replaced the ATT with attack from attack with a J, wrote Jack, replaced the O with an A, and then added a D to turn the on into N. And then in Titan, I turned it to Diane by replacing the T with a D, getting rid of the T, and then adding an E at the end. So that was kind of cute. Anything else? The piece itself is interesting. It's one of these pieces that is not very musically complex, but just it got famous anyway. The whole clapping thing was supposed to be removed, but they kept it in there. Anything else? I think that's about it with the piece. Just want to take a drink of water. Just as the last piece I did was Attack on Titan. That was on keyboard, so this is my first time back on guitar in a while, so hopefully I'll get back into it fairly quickly. I do have it plugged in, just you're able to hear. Let me just double check the volume. There's 2 channels. You have the audio channel and the instrument channel. Okay, let's raise that a bit. A little bit too loud. Okay, that's probably good. Hi, Dad. Hi, Mom. Thank you for joining. Yes, happy tune indeed. All right, so the book is still behind me. I looked at it yesterday just to double check that it would be playable. So I do like to usually go into these pieces kind of like having not looked at it in a while, so that it's like as fresh of a start as I can get, aside from playing a new piece altogether, which I did for my second or third piece. But I did just look at it yesterday, and so I'm somewhat familiar with the rhythm, etc., but I didn't really read it that much. This is Guitar Tab White Pages Volume 2. Pretty sure I used this song before. I don't remember for which. This book before. I don't remember exactly for which song. I'm just looking at the back. White Lions Wait. The Kinks, You Really Got Me. Judas Priest, You Got Another Thing Coming. So just a lot of nice pieces in this thing. So Jack and Diane I have bookmarked already from yesterday. It's page 377. And I have it bookmarked now. The timer is behind me. It's funny, it used to be in front of me on the computer. When I was doing the keyboard, it was to my side, and back now it's back behind me. 5 minutes. Guitar is ready, and here we go. Okay, so 4/4 time. Almost doesn't matter what key is 3 sharp, so that would be A major or F sharp minor. Yeah, it's A is the first chord. All right, 2 guitars. Let's go with just this one, guitar 1. It's an A on the bottom. Could be this one, but they're saying it is that one. Okay. Open A, and then you jump, and then the next chord, the next note is an A again, so that's an octave. So it could be this. Is this out of tune? And that's what was the problem. There we go. I'm not sure what I played previously. But it's saying it's not. It's saying it's over here. Which would make sense also. So number 7. Okay. And then a C, which would be could be here. Yes. And then an E, that could be a C sharp. C sharp? Yeah, major third. Okay. And then the E would be a minor third. So that would be like this. Oh, that's true. Okay. Is that right so far? Yeah, and then the last note is an A again, which would be the same thing as the 5th. So it would be this. Okay. And the next chord is same on the bottom. And then E over A, it says. Boom. We got a G sharp. We got a B. So the G is it's an A, so that'll be one whole step down. No, it's G sharp. So it goes from here to here. G, and then the next is a B, I said. And what's the interval there? G to B. G sharp to B, major third again. So that's the same. That's another. So that's 1/2 step. That's 1 fret back. 1/2. G sharp to B. G sharp. A sharp. B minor. Minor third. Okay. So that's like this. And then we got on top of it E, and then E and G. E is 5 probably. Yeah, and then the B. B? No, I said last one was G, 3rd fret. G sharp, 4th fret. Okay. So it's how much time? 30 seconds. Like this. So going from there to 7. That's done. Okay. After the initial, it's the dun 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 dun, 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 dun part. So it's those initial chords. It's a little and it's easy enough chords. Just for whatever reason, that finger position they're choosing. It's a little trickier. That's okay though. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 chords, and some of the chords, of course, some of the chord names are the same. So I'm assuming I gotta double check tomorrow, but or whenever that they're actually the same chords, which would make it easier. If I already learned 2, then I already learned 4 if they repeat. So learning the chords itself, figuring out the chords. Basically, what I'm doing is I don't like relying on tab. Even though ultimately after I learn it, I do. After I read the sheet music, I go back and use a tab as reference. It just saves time. I understand its usefulness. I just don't like. I find it can be a crutch. So the reason why it's a little bit slow in the beginning is because I'm reading the sheet music, trying to find it on the guitar neck, on the fretboard, and then playing it. At this point, though, I already know I already figured it out. Rather than spending that time figuring out each time, I plan on using the tab for those 2 chords, and then ultimately, as I read more of the piece, using the tab after I've read the sheet music. So the FFF way it works is that weeks 1 to 4 tend to be slow. 1 is slow because it's taken a while for me to learn the material. 2 and 3 are exciting because I'm adding on. And then week 4, it's usually just more practicing rather than adding on new material. So day 1, week 1 tend to be kind of slow, but I should be adding on new material soon. Tomorrow should be more exciting. I've already learned the 2 chords. And especially if it is the first 4 chords, if they do repeat, then I should be able to try playing them, trying to get from chord to chord, and hopefully produce a product fairly quickly. And this is blocking day 1. All right. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining. I hope to see you all again for the rest of the piece, the rest of the week as well, which is part of the rest of the piece. The schedule is Sunday through Friday, 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Thank you everyone who joined. A reminder that there is a link in the description section with a list of songs from which you can make requests. And I think it's had a great week. If not, have that as well. And until next time and beyond, keep practicing.